And hello to all my Cancer friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2021. Now today they have dialed up for you a storyline spread. It is a very large spread, a scattershot across all the different cancers, and we basically end up with 3, 4, 5, even 6 different stories for all the different cancers. It allows me to be quite accurate because it breaks the sign down so much, and it's really about finding the story that's right for you. You may have multiple stories resonate with you, and that's okay if you do. I would say it's more rare. It's really all about finding the one. So we're going to get right into it. We're also going to conclude the reading with an angel divination card. They have asked to do that with one of them, so just give you a little bit extra oomph with the storyline. So just a little extra there for my Cancers. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit the like button so you can build up the energy for the Cancers. There we go. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. I cut the deck into 3 different pieces, put it back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and then they're ready to go. Do that with both decks here. And they're ready. Leave that one there. We're using this one for the storyline. So storyline for Cancers, November. Starting with blockages, couple opens. Okay, let's get straightening out a little bit here. That's going to be our core group. Not too bad. These are the main ones that I wanted to show you. This is really 1, 2, 3, 4. Do our invert there. So they're going to want us to revert them all back up. I always give them the option to do that when we have like 67% or so, something like that. Inverted, it is taught that you automatically put them back upright to read them clearer, not blocked. I don't do that specifically. What I do is I do a discard. I give Spirit the chance to say, okay, well, we want it read this way, or actually, no, we don't. You know, do it the clear way where there's no blockages. So that's actually what they wanted. They wanted us to unclear these blocks. We're going to read it straight up. That does not mean that your energy is clear. That just means that the way that they want these read are going to be like this instead. So now this is the core group. Now we're going to get into more cards to give you specifics about these different stories, but first I have to break up how many stories we are dealing with here. And we are looking at three stories. It's not too bad. So we're breaking up the sign of Cancer into 3. It's going to look like this, and now we're going to get more information to describe what's going on here. That's good. Down here we need a couple. And then I also get angel oracle cards for these. For every story I like to do that because that gives us just that extra little, really puts me on track of what we're talking about here for my Cancers. Quite a bit of similarity, I must say, Cancer, to Capricorn. I don't know if any of you are close to Capricorns or not, or if you have a Capricorn member of your family. There is a lot of congruence here between the 2 signs. You may want to have them check out their Capricorn here. Just throwing that out there, because there is a lot of commonalities that I'm seeing between the 2 of these. Even in the angel oracle cards, it's quite interesting that they did that. So anyway, I think you can see everything just fine the way it is, because it's really not that many cards. Put this up just a little bit there. So we basically have one story here, one here, and one here. And that's what we're going to read. And then we're going to wrap up with the angel divination card. So let's get to work, Cancer. Let's see what we got. I will say there was more going on in the Capricorn spread, though. Capricorn was all over the place. This is much more structured, much more organized for my Cancers. I got to give you guys props, Cancer. You guys are always one of my highest viewed episodes, so props to you guys for being awesome. Okay, let's start with, I want to save that one last. Let's go right in front of me. The first thing that we're going to talk about here in story number 1, Cancer, is a brand new journey of some form. Now, a lot of you are doing something that brings you peace here. You're finally doing something for you, something that you want instead of everybody else. And this you find great peace and relaxation about this. This is like a de-stressing thing. This could even be vacation or, doing something different with work. They don't specifically tell me work, but it could be, in different degrees, different varying degrees for my Cancers. But they're talking about a new journey. So really the only thing I have to tell you about that cautionary wise is just limit the risks. If this is you here in story number 1 and you're starting anything brand new, doesn't matter if it's health related, if it's work related, love related, or even financial, be cautious in November. No risks. Very, very, very conservative when the Fool card comes up. It does not mean that you're a fool, but it means that they don't want you to look like a fool or become a fool. The Fool card is that new journey that I talked about, except he's walking along the edge of the cliff. So it's very exciting as long as you don't slip. And that's really the energy of what they're talking about here. They really want you to be the boss. They want you to take great authority over this story or whatever I'm describing. This could actually be the boss at work. I mean, a lot of you just may be doing something. Some of you may actually be the boss at work, or they may want you to just level up, go for the top instead of just being kind of where you're at. They do bring up an upside down car here. So they either don't want you to worry about the car, or that somehow falls into the story about the new journey. And for the rest of you, that has nothing to do with the car. The energy definition of the Chariot is, well, inverted. It's different. But see, I read invert as well as upright. So it expands the definition pool from like 78 to 156. And that's probably why I'm so accurate with this. But it just gives them more language to work with in the language of tarot. So what they're talking about here, usually the advice in the Chariot is that your energy is too far out and they want you to bring it in. In this case, they're saying you're almost too tunnel visioned on one thing. And you're asphyxiated with just one thing. And they don't want you to get too tunnel visioned here. They want you to kind of spread your energy out a little bit. So it's actually like reverse advice here, if they're not talking about a vehicle. So if there's anything going on at all with your vehicle, you may quickly relate to story number 1. If not, use the other definition of the energy. Basically, don't get stuck on one thing too much. It's almost like it can be overwhelming to you. It's a very... Cancers easily get overwhelmed or perhaps even bored if they just do too much of one thing. The diversity is really the trick there. So anyway, we're talking about finding that peace, that relaxation. It's the hammock on the beach vibe. That's really where this journey leads, and it's a good thing. I mean, I see nothing bad here at all. The only kind of thing that they want to tell you about besides the cautionary note is to clear your space. Make sure that energetically you're very clear here with your intentions. Also, energetically very clear with your physical space, work environment, whatever this environment is that I'm describing here. It's got to be clean. It's got to be clear. There's no room for junk. So get rid of clutter, clear the energy. That's kind of the vibe here. So all things good there. Story number 1 for my Cancers. Let's move into 2. Story number 2 here. There is a female or a very softer energy male. I always have to say it that way. It's usually always female, but male energy can come in passive and very soft. So it's either a soft male or it's a female we're talking about here that's closely attached to you, that is dealing with something in their relationship. She's at back end of her partner or who she's dating, or just not seeing things. They're not seeing eye to eye essentially. It's just some kind of issue going on there. There is mobility, but there is a little bit of constraint there. So she might feel a little stuck. She might feel a little stuck in it. She has a good mentality on it, actually. And you guys, they really show you guys spending a lot of time together. I don't know if that's already happened. So I could be describing something that's already going on. And if that's the case, continue doing it. They show social, emotional health here. Very, very good thing to see. Just as long as it's balanced. You don't want to get so much social health that like you're coming home drunk every other night or something like that. But anyway, it shows 2 people in the 3 of Cups in this deck. In other decks, this card usually means 3 people. But in this case, we're talking about 2. So it's probably you and her, or you and this softer male, spending more time together than usual. And if that is not what it's already going on, but the rest of the story fits, the advice would be to reach out to spend time together. This person probably needs you, or could just use the break, use your advice, or, maybe just use the opportunity to talk and to get it out and stop bottling it in. That's really what they show there. And they're saying with the Oracle card they showed me, you know what to do. So a lot of you are already aware of this. Cancer is highly intuitive to begin with. And you're seeing this correctly. You're dead on here, and you know what to do. All you really have to do is do it. So trust your gut, trust your intuition here on story number 2, and help take care of your friend, whatever they're going through. Very good there. All right, so before we get into story number 3, that is kind of the exciting story. Before I do that, I do want to tell you about the moon cycles. I do that every single month. I give you guys a forecast so you know what's coming and so you can be ready for it. November the 4th, we have the new moon. That's the perfect time to bring anything new into your life. It doesn't matter what it is. You can manifest really well right at the beginning of November, right around the 4th. Doesn't have to be the 4th, just any time right around there. Really good time to bring things in. Anything that you want to get out of your life, that's full moon energy. That's around the 19th. So November 19th is the full moon. Doesn't have to be on the 19th. Just that third week is the prime time to get something out. And using that lunar energy, that cosmic energy to your benefit, lining things up in your life with it, you of course don't have to do that. But when you do, things will stick much easier. So if you have a hard time, like let's say letting go of something or someone, much better placed that third week. It just strengthens the entire circumstance and situation. So it gives you the opportunity to get things to stick. And the same thing applies when you bring in something in. If you're trying to bring in new love, same kind of situation. New anything, new job, new work, new health, new finances, new money, all that kind of stuff. Very well placed. New moon, November 4th. Full moon, November 19th. So let's get into story 3. Story number 3, we show good luck. This is a really good thing to see. This is, they really want you to use basically your work corner here. They're talking about work. Your work corner is on an upswing. It's like the good luck card is the Wheel of Fortune. I look at that card as the roller coaster of life. It's like you're too far down, you're bound to go back up. You're too far up, you're bound to come down. And basically it shows your work cycle right now. Your work corner is on an upswing, so things are going good, or they're going to get very good in November if they're not already good. So it doesn't matter where you are in your work corner. If you're looking for work, November, a good time to do it. You're on that upswing. If you're looking for a promotion, good time to do that. If you're looking to retire, good time to do that. Retirement falls under the work corner. College courses, learning anything new also falls under the work corner. Entrepreneurship, if you're trying to start any kind of business or do anything to expand your business, all that stuff fits very good because of that good luck. A lot of good things can happen there. And on top of that, they're giving me action along with it. So they want you to take action, to take advantage of this good luck in November. It is fantastic. It's overflowing. They really want you to treat your work corner like it's your kid. They literally want you to like mother it. Not smother it, but mother it. I have the nurture card here in the Oracle card. So it's saying literally like, just like it was a child. Nurture it in that same way. Nurture that same way right now. Use this opportunity. I mean, it's just like, you don't have to, of course, you don't have to do anything. But this window of opportunity sits so good for you Cancers right now in November. Just seems like a great chance to waste. If a good opportunity to waste, really hate to see you do that. They show that there's a level of incomplete here. So they want this to get wrapped up. They want you to complete something in your work corner. And, well, there's no better time to do it than November. Just long story short, there's just no beating around that bush. It is what it is. But I would make some work moves in your work corner. Lots of good stuff there. Lots of good stuff. So I need to tell you about the newsletter before I do your Angel Oracle card. The very last little bit of advice they have, the newsletter. I'm doing a huge giveaway in December. Only for my newsletter people. So if you're not signed up for the newsletter, please do so. It's free. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You enter your first name and your email address. You send that off, and you're in the newsletter club. And I only send one email a month for the newsletter. It's just for updates, promo codes, save you money on readings, good stuff like that. It's really simple. It's a no-brainer, easy to do. And let's get into that Oracle card right now. That last little advice they want me to give you is creative writing. Man, you guys are so in line with Capricorn. It is blowing my mind right now. I shuffled these decks so much too. It's wild. So that's just one of those things where, I see this happen quite a bit. And, especially in private readings, it's just something you cannot negate when like the same way that they describe things come up again in the same cards after you shuffle them all and like do all kinds of cuts and all this stuff, and it still comes up. So here's an example of that. I have creative writing here. They really want you to share right now. For a lot of you, this could actually be writing, like journaling, writing a book. For some of you, they're telling me children book comes up here. That could be the work move for a lot of you. Some of you have been thinking about doing something like this. Here, this is the extra push that they wanted to give Cancers. Writing, journaling, even if it's just like a diary type thing, getting your own thoughts out there or making some kind of log or doing something written comes up. And it's almost like they want you to share your information and your knowledge with somebody else, so somebody else benefits from your wealth of knowledge too, instead of just losing it. They just want you to make this permanent somehow. And they bring up writing as a way to do that. So very interesting stuff there. And I know we've been through all three of the stories. This is a general reading. I do private readings. If you're looking for messages that are personal, specific only to you, on my website, scottsagent.com, I do offer those for you. So this is going to wrap up the entire reading for Cancer. I do thank you for joining me. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy it with your family and loved ones. And that's going to wrap us up here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.